Thanks for popping in to watch my video. I hope you're all having a great day. I am Pedro. I'm the owner of Dropleaf Communications, which is a marketing communications company that does everything from branding to content creation, so lots of blogging and writing, websites and social media for companies big and small. You can learn more about that at dropleafco.com. And I also coach entrepreneurs, specifically female entrepreneurs, on how to start a business. So that's what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about why I think right now is the perfect time to start a business. So you may have had a dream business kind of gnawing at you or in your heart for a long time, or maybe it's recent. I mean, I have friends who have been thinking about starting a business for years and just haven't done it yet. Often we come up with all kinds of reasons why it's not a good time. So it might be related to the ages of our kids or the stage of life or our financial situation, or it could be anything. And lots of those reasons are legit. So, I mean, you have to pay attention to things like that. But I have found that many times those reasons are more based out of fear than anything else, than reality. And so I say that out of experience. So oftentimes, let's say I have a potential project. I might say like, oh, I feel like I just don't have time for that right now, or maybe it's out of my sweet spot. And sometimes that's true, but other times I have to really check myself and think about it, and it's like, I think I'm just really afraid on this one, or I feel like out of my comfort zone or something like that. So I would just encourage you, that's not always the case, but I would encourage you, if you're thinking about starting a business and you have some of these thoughts running through your mind, to really wade into that and ask yourself, is this true? Is this reality? Or am I just afraid of something? Because quite often that's the case. But that being said, there are lots of reasons why right now is a really good time to start a business. So that's what I want to walk you through today. So the first one sounds like a no-brainer, but it's the fact that technology has changed everything. And I'm going to totally date myself here, but I did not grow up with technology, like surrounded by technology. I mean, I remember getting AOL dial-up when we were, I think maybe I was in junior high, you know, so AOL Instant Messenger, I mean, that was like the thing to do. But I didn't grow up surrounded by the internet and social media like today's kids have. And honestly, I'm thankful for that, but that's a whole nother Facebook Live. But the benefit of that, I think, is that I get to step back still and just marvel at how technology has changed things. And sometimes that's for the better and sometimes not. But when it comes to marketing in particular, it has just completely changed the game, and it continues to change the game as things evolve and change. And so one of the ways that has just been amazing for my business is when you think about how the geographic barriers have been erased. So when I started Dropleaf, my thought was, you know what, I'm going to target mostly, I'm sure it's not even targeting, I just assumed that my client base would be Indianapolis, that everybody I worked with would be here in Indianapolis where I could be face to face, and that's how it would grow. And it certainly started that way. I mean, that makes sense. That's where my network is. It was just word of mouth, and so that was natural. But what did come as a shock to me is how quickly that expanded. And so, you know, less than 10 years later, I have clients literally from San Francisco to New York, lots of places in between, and even overseas, which has been really fun. But it's just been a surprise, although I don't think it should have been looking back. But it's been incredible, and it's just realizing how technology has changed the game. And it's interesting too, because once you start having clients in different geographic regions, you'll find that you'll continue to get more clients in that area because they talk about it. They talk to their friends and their family. And so I have definite pockets in different places where I've seen growth because of word of mouth. And so, I mean, that's just something that's been really fun to see grow. And it's a huge reason why there's opportunity for business growth that way. And the other thing related to technology that's fascinating is how easy it is now to target very specific customer bases. And so I think about, again, I'm going to date myself, when I started working as marketing director in different positions, different organizations, you know, we would have something we were trying to promote, like let's say an arts event. So we had in our minds kind of, this is the certain type of person that's most likely to be interested in coming to our event. And so we had to do research and find out, where are these people reading, you know, what publications do they read, you know, where are we most likely be able to find them to get the word out. And so we might place ads in certain publications, and we're talking spending lots of money on print advertising. Also having to, have someone create the ads, design them and write them and produce them. And so it was this huge undertaking, and it was still sort of a shot in the dark because the publications weren't necessarily all that tailored. But now, as you know, it's a completely different game, and social media in particular has just made it incredibly easy to target audiences. So that means you're able to get the message out about your business, what you're offering, to the exact right people at the exact right time in the exact right way. And so that means the conversion rate, or the chances that the person is going to bite on what you're offering, so much higher. And the craziest part is you can do a lot of it for free just through social media marketing and utilizing those tools. Then of course there's all the social media advertising stuff, which is a whole nother Facebook Live. But just know that it is crazy, crazy powerful. And especially when you think about things like relationship marketing or influencer marketing, it's called. But basically that just means people sharing things naturally on social media that they are enjoying. So it might be like a new outfit they bought, a new restaurant they tried, a service that they felt really good about. So they're just sharing that on social media. And then their friends are hearing about it. And next thing you know, hey Beth, next thing you know, it's like everybody's buying that. And so an example of that would be, not very long ago, I was watching on Facebook Live, a friend of mine was doing a video. It wasn't related to clothing, but she had a really cute outfit on. And so lots of her friends, including me, started commenting and saying, that outfit is so cute, where'd you get it? She posted a link to a boutique that was in the area, at least I think it was local. I don't even know, it didn't matter. And I clicked on it, took me to a Facebook page. So this company, this boutique, hadn't even spent a lot of money having someone create a big fancy website for them. They had a Facebook page with small inventory on it. I clicked there, found the outfit. I'm telling you, within 3.5 minutes, I had that outfit on its way to my house. And I guarantee I am not the only one in that group of people who did that. And so, I mean, that's just one example. And I'm sure you've done things like that as well, where you just see things that other people are doing or, recommending. And I mean, that's how we get our recommendations these days. So it's just crazy powerful stuff. And these tools are not hard to learn, not hard to use. And the fact that they're free, I mean, it's mind-boggling. I just think back to how much money, when I would have these marketing budgets for companies and we had a certain amount designated for advertising, it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And it's just sort of amazing to think about how easy and inexpensive or free it is to use social media to get your message out to the right people. I mean, it's crazy, crazy powerful stuff. I mean, Facebook advertising in particular, you can target into where you're literally talking to the perfect people about what it is that you have to offer. So it's insanely powerful stuff. So that's another great reason to think about starting a business. I would also say that fall is a great time to think about it. For me, fall is, not only do I love it for all the obvious reasons where people love fall, but fall for me has always been a season of new beginnings. Kids go back to school. It's just like a time of starting things new and adventure. And in fact, for me, it probably feels that way more even than New Year's. I actually spent the first 22 years, I think, of my life in a school setting, because I obviously went to school as a kid and then went to undergrad, grad school, and then I worked at universities for the first couple of years of my career in marketing. And it was just, that's the way it is, the cycle of fall, where it's just a time to start over and begin, a new adventure. So I think fall is a great time of year. If there's been a business idea that you've been stewing on and just really can't stop thinking about, fall's a great time to do something about it. And then lastly, I think a great reason to start a business right now is just the fact that the resources available to you to help you get it going are enormous. Even a couple years ago, it wasn't like that. I mean, you had to do so much legwork to try to put together all the different things you need to learn to start a business, because a lot goes into it, right? I mean, it's just very multifaceted. But now there are tons of amazing, really high quality stuff. Things like business blogs, lots of business books, lots of online coaching groups and resources, and there's just no reason that somebody can't learn anything they need to know about starting a business. Like, you don't have to go to business school anymore. And I'm not knocking business school, I'm sure it's amazing, but there are just amazing, incredible amount of resources online that make it easy to learn what you need to learn. So Speaking of, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that I just launched last week a 12-week business building course. It's specifically geared at women. It's called Let's Do This, Build Your Dream Business in 12 Weeks. So we are going to start with the basics of setting up a business. We're going to go through things like naming, branding, messaging, identifying the right audience, to digital marketing strategy, so social media, web, and all that kind of stuff. So start to finish, we're going to cover some serious ground, but it's going to be a ton of fun. And really what I'm trying to do is distill the 16 years of marketing experience that I have and the experience I have as a business owner, and just to really distill that down into 12 weeks of just jam-packed information that will help women do what they need to do to get that dream business off the ground. Because I know what it's like to have that dream business in your heart and to not move forward with it. In fact, and another reason I should add, honestly, is that life is unexpected. I mean, that's a huge reason to think about not waiting. It sounds like a really negative kind of doomsday reason, but I only say that because it comes out of experience. So for me, when I launched Drop Leaf Communications, I launched it as a side gig. I launched it just for fun. My husband had a full-time job. He was providing for our family. We didn't need the income, but I really just wanted an outlet for this thing that I love to do, marketing communications work. So I launched it as a side gig, and that's really where I intended it to stay. But shortly thereafter, the economy tanked. My husband lost his job completely unexpectedly, and we were left going, what are we gonna do? But luckily, I had launched Drop Leaf, it was growing, and I had the capability to take it to the next level, and before we knew it, that was our bread and butter. Drop Leaf was providing for our whole family. It continues to provide for our whole family. I mean, it's just been incredible, and I look back and think, thankfully, I had started it before this happened. Because had I not done that, I just can't imagine how much more stress there would have been in the situation of just the pressure of having to instantly have something that was providing for all of us. And so that's just something to think about too. You know, don't wait until you're forced into the position of having to start something. There's no reason you can't do it now. And I really have designed the course to be very digestible. You can learn as you go. There's no pressure to actually launch a business after 12 weeks, although I'd love for most of my students to do that. But there's no pressure to do that. It's going to be learn as you go. If you complete the course, you're going to be fully equipped for what you need to do to get going and launch this thing. It doesn't mean you have to launch it right away. But wouldn't it be great when you decide to finally take that step that you are equipped with all the information and the tools that you need to make it happen? So that being said, I would love for you to consider joining us. It is a female-only group this time, and so I am already half full. I just launched this baby last week, so it's been less than a week. The spots are half filled. So if you have any interest at all, please don't wait. You can go to jenpetro.com, so it's JENPETRO.com. There's information on there that tells you all about it, tells you all the topics we're going to cover, how it's going to be structured. It kicks off September 11th. I actually extended the sign-up deadline because I realized everybody is so crazy this summer with vacations and kids going back to school that nobody probably wanted to think about this yet. So sign up though and get your spot reserved before it's too late, because I'd love to have you in there. And if this isn't for you, but you have friends who you think could use this, if you know a woman who has been just dreaming about starting a business but has no idea where to start or is just completely overwhelmed by the thought, then please send her to jenpetro.com. There's also a contact form on there and my contact information. If you just have questions or you want to learn more about it, you can leave comments here on this video post and I can answer you there, or you can contact me directly. But I would love to hear from you, and I would love, love, love to have some of you in the group. So if you have any questions, get in touch, but otherwise, I'll let you guys get back to it. Bye.